So today I got my figure, the Motor Wanderer by Remad Custom. It's a 1/12 scale third-party company. They create figures, they are unlicensed, and I don't know why they use the actual face of Robert Pattinson on the packaging, but who cares? It's a third-party company, Motor Wanderer instead of the Drifter Bruce Wayne, but obviously this is the Drifter Bruce Wayne from the 2022 Batman movie. This is not a review because I only had this figure for a couple of hours, and I didn't really have time to really explore it like I did with the Remad Custom Human Spider figure, because I customized the body and I did some drilling and editing on that body to make it work better for me personally, and I started to love it more. So I think it's an unfair review to do it now. So I'm just gonna give you my first thoughts, first impressions of this Remad Custom figure. So compared to their most recent release, I think this one is better. The connecting parts are better, but still the boots are a little bit loose on this one. The body is not the best, but on this figure they made it work with the hands. The hands work better. The head sculpt is actually placed on a separate neck, which works better. And if you want to put on the helmet, there's a simple connecting part that you can put on top of the neck. And that way the helmet sits easily and can still be moved. So yeah, my first impressions of this Drifter figure is it looks quite accurate. The hands look really nice with the sculpting of the bandages or the wrapping stuff that you do before you go into a boxing glove. The worker trousers are really detailed, so they have a lot of the extra stitching. The black marks seem to be on the, well, most movie accurate places. The bomber jacket, that's one of the things I want to say, should be bigger, just more oversized. I feel like a lot of third-party companies are companies that produce these 1/12 scale clothes don't really want to do the oversized stuff, which I think is a missed opportunity. If it's more movie accurate to be oversized, then I think they should do it, because they can make winter coats, puffer coats, they can make this oversized as well. I do like that the inside is lined with the orange color, more movie accurate of course, and then the flannel, and it does have the cut-off sleeves underneath the jacket, but that's good because it maintains more articulation obviously, otherwise it's going to be looking like a kid that's going to the ski slope. So yeah, all in all, this is a pretty good offering for those $95. Now the intention of me to purchase these figures, and I bought two because I wanted to get multiple accessories to mix and match, obviously, because if I want to make a custom figure, then I want to get all the soft goods, see all the possibilities to create the ultimate drifter. Now I do have a drifter figure that I made myself, and I do have to say that this is an improvement. A lot of the soft goods are really nice to maybe add to my personal figure, or maybe just the other way around, I start adding on to this one because I have a baseball cap head sculpt with the muff toys underneath. Maybe I can do that with this body and these clothes. So I'm just trying to figure out what the best way to go here is, but I'm still waiting for the future releases of various companies to see what their offer is going to be and if it's going to be any different. So because I do customize, and probably a lot of you do as well, but maybe didn't pre-order this or didn't buy this, or are just looking at it and are interested in what's beneath or how this is all coming together. So since I will be taking apart this body anyway, I figured I'd just show the entire progress in this overview video so you can see how big those boots are, what kind of hands are used, what kind of soft goods are used, how flexible are they, what do they look like up close without a jacket on top or without the flannel beneath, so you can see if you want to use some of these parts for potential customs in your future. And that's what I do. So I just want to see if I can upgrade figures or just dissect figures to see and create more and better 1/12 scale figures. I want to give respect where respect is due, because the sculpting on this is really good. The boots are just as big as the Mesco boots, which is a big plus for the customizing, because for the scale, it needs to be like the modern 6-inch scale. So there's a modded Batman that you do where you upgrade the part underneath the boots and you add a different neck because it will be on top of the collar. It's a little bit difficult to explain, but if you see those customizing videos online, you'll see that they upgrade it so it looks a little bit longer, and that's more of the 6.5-inch scale. So it's taller than the original Mesco figure, and I just show it here with my modded figure. So this is not a stock Mesco, but I don't understand anyone who wants to keep their Mesco body stock anyway. Since everything is removable, I think it's good to address that there's a zipper for the jacket. there's a zipper for the vest, and there's a Velcro piece for the flannel. And it's really easy to, well, disassemble and assemble again. So there's not much to worry about, only with the pants, because the pants are stitched at the top of the crotch part. Just above the zipper, there's, I believe, one stitch, but if you just cut through that, it should go over the hips and you could remove it to see the full body, but I did that for you so you can see what that full body looks like. The only difference is the ankle pack, which has more movement and is a tight bit longer on the Remad Custom Drifter figure. So the Motor Wanderer body is longer with the new pegs compared to the Human Spider figure, also by Remad Custom. And here's a little clip so you can see what the head sculpt looks like. Now this head sculpt is a little bit bigger than the Muff Toys head sculpt, but it would fit for people who like to have a little bit of the oversized head sculpts for Mezco. So I will put it on the Mezco body a little later, but it looks cool. I put too much force on the front part of the hair, which made it come off. And the reason that they do this is because they can paint the eyes better, I believe. No mistake on their behalf. I used too much force. I should have been more careful with that. So I just applied a little bit of glue, and I spread that out just a very tiny bit, and I put that back together. But then again, they just use it to paint the eyes, and then you can just put that back. So here you can see the comparison with the Muff Toys head sculpt with a custom neck, which is just skin because it's more movie accurate. But you can see that the Remad Custom head sculpt is just a little bit bigger. So here you can see it on the custom neck without the, well, suit part on top of it. But I've also made an edited version, so my neck peg of the original Mezco figure is longer, so it sits higher on the body. And here I put it on that one, and you can see it looks quite good on this one, and it also scales well. So for people who want to have a custom head sculpt for their Mezco Batman, you can buy one of these figures, so you can put the Bruce Wayne head sculpt on the Batman figure, and you can put the helmet on the, well, Drifter figure. So before I got this in hand, I was quite curious as to how I did myself. And you can see here, there's my custom head sculpt with some custom hoodies and the jackets. I've got that from all over the world, from different figures, different sellers. I can't remember for the life of me where I got all of that stuff, but it's quite expensive to do. And with all the experimenting that I have, I still didn't have a final Drifter figure. And this is something where I want to give off a warning for newer customizers, that you can truly see how costly this can be, because you have a nice idea and in your head all of this works, but it doesn't really work out in the end. And if then a company like Remad Custom comes around the corner and they provide you a full, pretty well detailed or highly detailed figure in the 1/12 scale that you've been trying to build, but then more accurate because they're more skilled in it, it's quite stupid to see. No discredit to Remad Custom because they've done a really good job, but for my personal custom, I think I paid over 100, maybe over 150, and it still isn't a definitive version. So what's going to happen now is I'm probably going to take that one apart and then remake one with different parts, so it's going to be even more expensive. Maybe I can part some things out and sell some things, but it's going to get quite costly. And if you don't know what you're buying and you're just going to gamble every single time to make something work, or does that fit this body, you don't really know. So that's when companies like this step in, and I think that's a really, really big blessing in this community.